Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of TurboShed, and in this episode we're going to fix a misfire and we're going to try and get an MOT on what we think is a street legal drift car. Yes, Leon's away on holiday at the moment, so I'm down to this myself. It's a beautiful day here, so let's do some jobs. The first thing we've got to do is it's got a bit of a misfire, and it used to pull 18 psi boost okay, and then it kind of went to 16 and then 14 and then 12, so I need to do something about that. And it only misfires when it's on boost, so I suspect that the spark plugs that are in it, which I think are the ones that actually came with the engine off eBay, so God knows what the history of those is, I think they're dead, because we put 8 new coils on, you might remember a couple of episodes ago. So we've been running the car on the BKR6 EIX plugs. I think they're the ones that are in it off the top of my head. They're the standard 1UZ plugs, and really they're not the right ones for running in over 1 bar boost turbo applications. So I have got here 2 boxes, 8 plugs, BKR8 EIX, that's 2 grades colder than the standard car plugs, which should be about right for 1 to 1.5 bar boost. They are the iridium ones, because you can't use platinum ones in boost because they destroy themselves. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to gap them a bit tighter. As standard, I think these are 44 thou 1.1mm gap. I'm going to gap them down to about 0.8 just to try and give it an easier time. So I'm hoping by doing all that we can cure our misfire problems. So on to other things. Can you get an MOT on a shed that was bought 2 years ago as an MOT failure, and then turboed it and manualed it and did everything else that we've done to it and crashed it once or twice? So we've done a bit of work on it recently. We made the new rear suspension arms because the other ones were kind of rotten and bent. For the rear, new drop links. We've put a manual handbrake in it because we had to take the original foot one out to put the clutch pedal in. We have a horn that works. We've got windscreen washers because we had to take the bottle out from the original one. I think that might have been in the first episode. So I think I've done everything that we need for an MOT, and it would be really cool to have it MOT'd because it means we can run it out on the road, and you know, we can do things like check for misfires and stuff before we get to the track. I think it'll also be quite a lot of fun. So let's get the spark plugs done first, give it a check over, and then down the MOT station. I've taken the plugs out of the left bank, and here we are, and yeah, these are the plugs that were in the engine when it came off eBay. I probably should have checked this. These are BKR5 EP, so they are way too soft, and the electrodes have definitely had a hard time. Hopefully you can see that. All of them, the gaps okay, like 1.1, 1.2 mils. The gaps are a bit wide, but just next to it here, this is one of our new iridium BKR8 EIX, and they've got the nice iridium tips, and I'm going to gap those at 0.75 and put them back in, and we'll give that a go. Yeah, there's no wonder it was misfiring, I think, with those plugs, but they all look the same colour, so that's good. see here all of the plugs out of the engine. That's cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they all look okay, although number 1 does look a bit rich. So we'll keep an eye on that. Because we run sequential injection, I can actually lean it off on that cylinder a bit if we want. Maybe that injector's a bit heavier than the other ones. And you can see here the BP ADIX plug that we're replacing them with. You can see the difference. So that's it, we'll put this side in, and then I need to go and book it in for an MOT. There we are, 8 new plugs. Had a quick check over everything else as well, so we'll start it up and see what it sounds like. Well, it all sounds good. As I say, we've checked everything over. I think that's good. We've just got to head down to the MOT station now. The only thing I'm a bit concerned about might be emissions. But if I take the laptop down, I can always dial out the CO when I'm there. The lambda's at 14.7 on tick over, so it should be right. But I don't know about the hydrocarbons. I don't know how much oil the engine burns and how much goes through the turbo. Not much, I don't think, but well, there's only one way to find out because I've got no way of testing that. So time to take a deep breath, and we'll go and take it down the test centre. I'll see you in an hour or two. Well, I'm back. Can you get an MOT on a drift car that was bought 2.5 years ago as an MOT failure that had quite a long list? You can check the number plate if you want on the DVLA database. I can't hide the history. But we've done a lot of work, we got it sorted. I think it was right, and I have a piece of paper in my hand. What does it say? Pass. How about that? There's not even an advisory on it. Emissions, spot on. Hydrocarbons were 320 and the limit's 1000. CO, I think the limit's 4 and it was 1.5. So engine's healthy, car's healthy, no advisories. I've got my vehicle tax there. The insurance was already sorted, which is how I managed to drive it to the test centre. We're done. We have a road legal 6,000 quid 650 horsepower drift car. How about that? I think that's quite an achievement. So that's it. Misfire sorted, plugs seem a lot better, and we're going to be out on Easter Monday at Teesside with it. We'll still trailer it, but that's happy days. We now have a road legal drifter. Lenny is back on the road, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun for summer, so we'll wait and see. So thank you for watching, everybody. Hope you've enjoyed this one. You can get MOTs on cars like this. You can get insurance on it, although it took a lot of hunting around. First quote was 1,000 quid. Eventually I got it for 180 quid. It's limited mileage, but we don't matter about that because that's all we're going to do. So happy days. We've got 4 new tyres on. I think it's time to go find a fuel station, stick some fuel in, and go and have some fun.